Unified School District regular school board meeting. Today is Tuesday, April 11th, and we're starting at 5:30. If you could please silence your cell phones and any other noisy devices, so we don't have too many interruptions. Thank you. All right, we're gonna start with the roll call. Oh, I like that. We're gonna start with the roll call. You want to start us off?
Bryce Anderson. Chuck Weiss, board member.
Sandra Kidman.
Desiree Fowler.
Bunny Cochran.
Barb Shields.
Okay, thank you. And then we're gonna stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag's right there, and Dr. Anderson will lead us in that.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Okay, now if you could join me in a moment of silent meditation. Thank you. Okay, it looks like the school district's trying to call me. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna go to item 1D. Approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the board agenda for April
Thank you.
11th.
Have a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you. All in favor of approval of the agenda, say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, thank you. Brings us to our second item on our meeting agenda today, which is announcements and comments. Public complaint concerning facility, service, and personnel instruction are not heard by the board until the district's due process procedures are followed. Forms for filing complaints are available at the superintendent's office to address the board. Please fill out a blue card and give it to the superintendent. The board reserves the right to limit public comment due to time restraints, and all comments are 3 minutes only. All right, I have one blue card here from Sequoia Dixon. Is she here? Okay. Just turn on the microphone right there. Oh, sorry. And we'll give you 3 minutes, and we'll give you a warning before your 3 minutes are out. We won't start batteries. We won't start the clock till you're ready to go.
There we go.
Is it working? Okay. Hi, I'm Sequoia Dixon. I'm here today to bring up the policy that you guys created for prom, which had no underclassmen allowed. And I made a petition, and I asked all upperclassmen to sign if they, the petition action in itself was made in the hopes of changing the policy before prom and allowing that underclassmen for sophomores can attend if they're asked by an upperclassman, and only sophomores and only if they're asked. I did this petition because I know that there's a lot of relationships in the high school that have like sophomore relationships, and I know a lot of upperclassmen that aren't going to be attending prom because they can't bring their significant others. And I don't see any harm in what the policy is trying to stop. And I get that it's traditional for other schools that have done just upperclassmen, but we haven't done that here in so long, and I feel like it was done without any student awareness because even student council wasn't informed about this decision when changing it. So, sorry, I'm really nervous. I just think it's something to look over again before prom comes, because it's respectful to numerous relationships here. And sorry, I'm really nervous. Yeah, that's all. And I have my petition here if you guys want to take a look at it for all the upperclassmen that signed it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for addressing the board. I know it's nerve-wracking, so. Alrighty.
Let me get that for-
Just take me a good copy. Okay. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Next, I want to see if my daughter signed it. Because, boy, did she give me a hard time. Oh. Alrighty. Okay, alrighty, let's see, where are we? Got that done. Alrighty. Okay, that brings us to special business number 3, and the first item on special business is a special invitation to the board for high school graduation. Who wants to do that? All right, very good, thank you.
Hi. Good evening, governing board members, President Kidman, and Superintendent Anderson. My name is Emma Williams. I'm a senior class treasurer. On behalf of the class of 2023, we would like to formally invite you to our graduation ceremony on Saturday, May 20th at 7 p.m. at Sandoval Stadium. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our senior class sponsor, Logan Moore. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you so much. Gosh, okay, I swear I turned this off. Alrighty. Okay, thank you. Okay, all right, that brings us to my favorite item is our employee of the month and then our student of the month. And I have the honor today of presenting employee of the month. Where did those pieces go? Alrighty. Okay. Alright. I don't see Georgie here. Is she here? Is she hiding somewhere? Okay. Well, I'm happy to present Georgie Mowbray, even though she's not here, because she's the woman with all the keys. I think she has a keychain that is like you wouldn't believe. So if you need to get into a building, she's the one. She was nominated by Bobby Nez, and here is the praise she's receiving. Georgie has been covering us for us daytime custodians when one of us is absent. There are 4 daytime custodians within the entire school district, 1 at each school. Lakeview, Desert View Middle School in my area, which is the high school. Although Georgie has tons of things to do, balancing her maintenance work orders to district meetings and of course custodial duties during her absence, she's our go-to person according to all my custodians here. It would be an awesome reward for her to be employee of the month. And if she was noticed by our school district for what she does. Thank you so much, Georgie. And then we have Erica Pullen. Is she here? No? Okay, we'll track them down. Alrighty. Erica Pullen is an art teacher at Lakeview Primary School, and she was nominated by Bedoni Stanley. Miss Erica is a wonderful, talented artist who creates a welcoming learning environment for all our students. She's a great teacher who's warm, enthusiastic, and caring. Oh, there she is! All right. Come on over. I'm so glad you're here. We'll start over. No. We just got started. So glad you're here. And look at you. That is so... Yes, I was just going to say, that is very artsy of you. Okay. All right, I get to shower some praise on you. Miss Erica is a wonderful, talented artist who creates a welcoming learning environment for all our students. She's a great teacher who's warm, enthusiastic, I think we just saw that, and caring. This is the teacher to whom students know they can go to with any problems or concerns, or even to share a funny story. Every day she shows up for work feeling confident by showing the many different costumes and outfits she creates by her own self. Did you make that yourself?
I didn't make this one.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
was
a
like,
baker. I didn't think I needed to come as a baker today.
okay. Very
A
good.
little bit more
Well,
artsy.
thank you so much. Congratulations. Oh, and then Mike was going to do our students of the month, but he has a work obligation. So Mrs. Cochran has agreed to do it for us.
I don't like microphones. Probably I need one more than anyone else. Good evening. Happy to do this again. We can do this here. There we go. First time I did this, I think it was last month or the month before, and I made mention that I feel that we're honoring these wonderful students, but we also need to honor their parents and their teachers, the collaboration of which makes it possible for these students to do so well. And so I'm very proud of all of you. Thank you. We're going to start with the Page Preschool. And the young person nominated is Carter Left Hand. Is he here? And he was nominated by his teacher, Rosalind Nez. Is she here? And she can read your accolades. Okay, come on. Right here, sweetheart, so everyone can see what a strong, wonderful young man you are. Turn around so everyone can see you, okay? Just the pain will just last for a moment.
Hi, my name is Rosalind Naz. I'm a teacher at the preschool. It's my first year in the district. I nominated Carter as Student of the Month because he's an awesome kid. During my time with Carter, I have seen him grow from being sad at school because he missed his parents to having fun with playing with his classmates. He likes to spend time in the art center where he creates art that requires more attention to detail. He is a joy to have in the classroom. His classmate and I enjoy seeing him dance that he learned from home. I'm blessed and honored to be a part of Carter's learning experience at Page Unified Preschool. I just want to say thank you to the parents, Chavez and Shaylin, for doing such a great job. Thank you.
Congratulations. From Lakeview Primary, we have our Student of the Month is Tucker Sutherland, nominated by 3 people. Mrs. Pamela Gunther, Stacy Zenecker, and Marlene Hendrickson. Is any one of those lovely people here that would like to come up? And all right, well.
All 3 of you. Me too.
Yeah.
I said, I'm Pamela Gunther. I'm the media specialist. I said Tucker Sutherland in Miss Dallas's class displays an extraordinary level of integrity in his kindergarten classroom. Regardless of the behavior of his fellow students, he conducts himself flawlessly, treats adults respectfully, and responds with kindness and compassion in social situations. He's a delightful student in Miss Dallas's classroom, and he shows great promise for the future.
Tucker, you get one of these. And your very own book bag. Thank you, sir. Next we have from Desert View Intermediate, Tanner Christiansen, nominated by Ann Cambridge.
Hi, I'm Ann Cambridge. I'm the librarian at Desert View.
And I nominated Tanner because he is a positive influence on his peers during library media class. He's involved every day either by contributing to the discussion or checking out and reading his books. He's respectful to his teachers and classmates. He's determined to learn. He is excellent and displayed this by going the extra mile while participating in the Adopt a Shelf program this year. He chose to adopt a shelf featuring a very popular series. You might have heard of it. It's called Bad Guys. This book is often checked out. Many copies have been lost, unfortunately. So Tanner had a full set of his own copies and donated them to the library. And I told him, you will not be getting these back. Are you sure you want to do this? And I said, make sure you ask your mom. He processed them by putting them into the library system. Tanner deserves this distinction of being Student of the Month, and I also would like to compliment his mom, who I wrote. So thank you, Ms. Russell. Coveted. Okay. Thank you, sir. The next one is Page Middle School. Excuse me, that'll be Peyton Miller in the 7th grade, nominated by Mrs. Christiansen. Is she here? Is he here? Well, in absentee, okay, Peyton is incredibly hardworking. She puts in extra time to exceed the expectations in typing time and having no zeros in class. She always has a positive attitude. She participates well in class and is willing and able to answer questions. She demonstrates pride in her leadership, spirit, academics, and social skills. Let's hear it for Peyton. From Peyton High School, we have Laura Whipple, nominated by Rachel Wilson.
On behalf of Ms. Wilson states, Laura is one of the most engaged and intelligent students that I've ever had the pleasure of teaching. I can always count on her to think critically and provide thoughtful answers during class. She puts 100% into what she does, both at school and on the soccer field. She is always willing to help others and is an incredible role model and leader to her peers. Laura Whipple.
Thank you so much. Did I give you the right one? Yes, I did. Okay. Next, from Manson Mesa High School, Gabrielle Sosi. Is she here? Okay.
The Student of the Month for Manson Mesa High School is Gabrielle Sosi, nominated by Mrs. Rigelin Magpaseo. Gabrielle demonstrates excellent behavior inside and outside the classroom. In ELA class, she displays an eagerness to learn and has great participation in class. She consistently puts forth her best effort to take responsibility for her academic and behavior success. She is modest and she demonstrates this behavior in a lot of ways in the classroom. Congratulations to Gabrielle Sosi.
Next, we have Tyler Chi.
The Student of the Month for Sage and Sand Virtual Academy is Tyler Chi, nominated by Mr. Jeremy Poole. Tyler Chi, 6th grade, is Sage and Sand Student of the Month. Tyler has been consistently turning in quality work and getting excellent grades in his classes. Tyler's quality of work shows his focus on being a good online student. Congratulations, Tyler.
Thank you, everyone, and of course, this is what you have. Excuse us. This is Peyton's. We won't forget you, I promise. Thank you all for your participation and being here, and we certainly invite you all to stay for the rest of the board meeting if you so choose. Thank you.
will make sure that you get your recognition. Oh, and before you guys leave, Mr. Law's right there, and he will take your pictures so you can be featured in the newsletter next month. Thanks for coming, we appreciate it.
But I will continue to get the sign and get it to him tomorrow.
All right. Okay, that brings us to our next item, which is recognition and approval of donations made to the school district. We have two donations, one to the Page Middle School softball team in the amount of $459.26 from Adventurous Antelope Canyon Tours, and one to Page High School football, which is a headset package valued at $5,360 from Ken's Tours. We want to thank everybody that donates to the school, so I need a motion to approve the donations as presented.
I make the motion to approve both donations.
Thank you,
I second.
thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, thanks. Okay, that brings us to item 4, which is our reports. I want to thank all the department heads for filing their reports with us, and we're gonna start then with the governing board reports. Chuck, did you want to start us off? Do you have anything?
I don't have anything at this time.
Yep, me neither. Desiree?
Sure. I just want to mention, last month I attended the NAPES conference in Washington, DC. It was very much fulfilling in a way that is meeting with our congressional leaders and my group here. We actually met with Orlando Teller, who is the United States Department of Transportation, who is appointed for Indian Affairs with under Biden, President Biden's office. So that was awesome to meet with him and just really, I guess, collaborating with other school districts that are in northern Arizona. One of the main school districts that we really had a chance to talk with was Ganado. And just listening to some of the experiences as far as like the electric buses and how much they are effective on the reservation and, you know, just kind of testing them out. But Chinle Unified School District was pretty interesting to hear because there's not really much, but also I think Carlos and I were on our way to lunch, and the place that we were looking for, it was interesting to see that the Department of Education was just right across the street. So I popped in and like, do you have anybody we could talk to in Indian education? So it was pretty neat. We actually were welcomed and just kind of shared a lot of information. But it was also good, I guess, for the individual to understand the needs of J1 teachers as well too. So that was pretty interesting to hear. Our challenges and, you know, some of the good things that J1 teachers have done for our school district, I think is pretty unique. And just kind of also listening from other school districts, how J1 teachers have been effective as well too. Sounds like we're utilizing quite a bit of J1 teachers in northern Arizona. But I think it was one of the, I don't know, it was a good turnout. And also to hear that Dr. Debbie Dennison was also elected into one of the executive positions for NAPES. So that was pretty good. Other than that, I mean, I don't have anything else, but all in all, it was a great trip.
Thank you.
I have nothing to report.
Okay, all right, that brings us to the superintendent's report, please.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, I just would echo what Ms. Fowler was sharing about NAPES. It was a very good experience. Had an opportunity to advocate for our school district and the needs of our school district with Representative Gosar's office, Representative Crane's office, Representative Grijalva's office, as well as Senator Kelly and Senator Sinema's offices. And it range the spectrum of our needs as a district, from the need for high quality childcare into preschool on the gambit. We've also been working outside of that in terms of recruitment, continuing to try and get a sense of the landscape of those folks that are coming out of educational prep programs, have had an opportunity to attend a number of different recruitment fairs. As a matter of fact, we'll have an opportunity to attend the University of New Mexico recruitment fair tomorrow. And just working to try and get quality staff to move to our wonderful community. So I will keep you updated as in terms of staffing in the near future.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, that brings us to item 5, unfinished business. We don't have any at this time. Brings us to item 6, governing board consent agenda, and Chuck has graciously agreed to fill in for Mike.
A copy of the consent agenda is available at the district office. All items listed will be considered as a unit by the governing board and will be approved with one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items unless a board member requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Okay. All right, that brings us to calendar of events, and we have quite a few. Oops, let me get to that. We have a board training this Friday, starts at 8. Be there. Don't forget. All right. Then our next board work study session is Tuesday, April 25th. There's also a meeting of the Arizona School Boards Association on the near horizon, a tri-county meeting for all board members and superintendents in Flagstaff on May 6th. Then we're looking at our regular board meeting on Tuesday, May 9th, and then it's already time for graduation and 8th grade celebrations and all that
Can
fun
I
stuff.
just mention something on item C?
Go ahead.
So with the Tri-County, with Apache, Navajo, and Coconino counties, one of the biggest things that the board of directors and myself decided to do was to join 3 of these counties to really bear down, I guess, on more of the challenges and the barriers that we see that are outside of Maricopa counties. And so I know that for sure that we will have a couple of folks attending, such as a member from Governor Hobbs' office, and then also Orlando Teller as well too. But I think it's going to be very beneficial for all 3 counties, because again, we are pretty much borderline to the Navajo Nation, but in reality, our challenges are basically similar to those on the reservations as well too. So I encourage all of you to attend.
Okay, thank you. Alrighty. All right. Okay, that brings us to our additional agenda items, number 8. We're going to start with a presentation and possible action of PUSD benefits package for the 23-24 school year. Dr. Anderson.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, I'd like to invite Bobby Fendley, our benefits coordinator, to provide the board with an overview of our benefits package changes for the coming year, and to answer any questions that you may have.
President, board, once again, my name is Bobby Finley. I'm with the Benefit Commerce Group out of Flagstaff. We've had the fortunate, that's okay now, working with PUSD on the employee benefits package. I've been asked to come today to speak regarding the 2023 fiscal year renewal increase, in particular with ASBATE. ASBATE is proposing a 10% increase this year for this next fiscal year. Due diligence was done, procurement was proceeded. In front of you, you all have a packet, and in that packet, it has 3 items. On the right-hand side, your right-hand side is the actual renewal rates from ASBE. Behind that is the results of the procurement process. And then to the left of your packet, all right, there is a benchmarking survey that was completed and conducted by our office in hopes of helping educate and steer leadership in the direction that if we were to make any type of plan design changes, contribution changes, what type of impact that would have amongst our peers in this vertical that we went after, which was public school districts here in the state of Arizona. Back to the renewal and the 10% that's being proposed by ASBE. After doing due diligence, it's been the recommendation of administration, in which I support, that the board agrees to take on the 10% increase for this next fiscal year, 2023 to 24. And that being said, I'll be more than happy to take any questions.
Did you want to add anything to that?
The only thing that I would add is we have looked at this. We have had ongoing conversation with ASBE. We have worked to try and bring that number down. I believe that what ASBE did is they led with their best possible option out of the gate instead of giving us a higher renewal than that 10% and then having us work that down. But we have continued to try to work it further in going out for procurement. What we found is that we are currently in the best hands with ASBE, and my recommendation would be to continue with ASBE for the 23-24 school year and accept the 10% increase.
Okay. We have questions? No?
I just want to say, I think that as a board of trustee for ASBE, I think this is unique to see that we have the proposals, but it's also nice to also see the numbers, knowing the fact that ASBE is going to continue to service our employees as well too. So thank you for that.
Absolutely, thank you.
Lenny, did you have anything? Any questions?
No.
Okay, we ready to vote then? Our motion first, I guess. Yes, you're right. We just said possible action. Okay. All right, so thank you for that. Any motion to approve benefits and rates and plans as presented?
I make a motion to accept the proposal.
Thank you. Do I have a
I
second? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Okay, we're now at item B, which is a acceptance of the ACFR and single audit report for the year 2022. So I need a motion to accept the ACFR.
I make a motion to accept the ACFR.
I second.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Anderson, did you want to comment on that?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, I would ask Lori Wilson to come up and talk briefly about the ACFR, which is the annual comprehensive financial report, as well as the single audit report done by our new auditors.
Good evening, board members, president. We had our initial meeting with the auditors, it was October, and our final one in February, where they went over everything. In the end, I think they did a great job. I look forward to working with them for the next 5 years. They were accommodating, and they were also encouraging and educating me. So that's awesome. But I'm just asking that they accept the ACFR. I think we had about 12, I'm not sure if I sent that to you, but 12 findings that we had to do. And as you're going to see next on one of the following agenda items, we have to do another revision for the AFR, and that's simply because as they went through the audit, they found a couple things they wanted to change moving forward. So I had to do some journal entries. So that will be forthcoming. But right now, I'm just asking you to accept what they did for us in February. Thank you.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, we have engaged a new auditor who is looking at a different set of pieces that has a little different focus than our previous auditor. And it really has been a good exercise in terms of making sure that we're doing things the right way. And the objective with an audit is always to work toward perfection, knowing that you're going to have more things to work on as we work through the audit process. None of the findings were of great concern, and they're all things that we can make accommodations for and changes as we move forward.
Okay, thank you. Sounds good. Any questions? No? Then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, unanimous. Okay. All right, that brings us to item 8C, which is the approval of the revised AFR for 2022. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the revised AFR.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Thank you. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, again, as Ms. Wilson just referenced, as a result of the comprehensive financial report work that our auditors did, they did make recommendations that had an impact on our AFR. My hope would have been that we had put this away, but we are now fully in compliance with where the auditors want us. And this has now been recorded, or will be after this meeting, recorded at the state level. I can assure you that the AFR will not be back for 2022 again.
All righty. Question?
I'd just like to make a comment that I appreciate the diligence and the transparency.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anything else? No? All in favor then? For voting, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, that brings us to item 8D. Approval of resolution 04/2023, approving Dr. Bryce Anderson as the applicant agent for FEMA and Lori Wilson as the alternate. So I need a motion and a second for that. Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, I have the old one. Okay, you're right. I'm still working off my paper copy. I'm sorry. No wonder I'm tripping up so much today. Okay, all right, here we are. Okay, hold on. Yeah, no. I'm looking at, yeah, I'm just, I should have asked you for a new paper copy, but I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. Okay, let's now I better make sure that I got the right stuff here. Okay, alrighty. All right, here we are. Item D is actually the possible approval of the resolution 05/2023 to enter into a job order contract for the retaining walls at Lakeview Primary Campus. So I need a motion and a second for that.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
I second that motion.
Okay, perfect, thank you. All right, Dr. Anderson.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, a job order contract is a special procurement. And with all the weatherization that's taking place at Lakeview Primary, what we are looking to do is enter into a job order contract with a specific vendor for work that is outside the scope that the school facilities board is doing at Lakeview Primary. Specifically, this will be related to retaining walls, moving them. It is a health and safety issue, as well as ensuring the longevity of the facility as a whole. The resolution that's before you is just identifying that retaining walls at Lakeview Primary are in need of repair and restructuring for safety of students. And whereas the scope of the work is beyond the capacity of our Page Unified School District's maintenance department to effect. And as we get into the next item, it is connected to this item as well, but the resolution has to come first.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. So we had a motion, we had a second. All in favor to approve the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I heard a unanimous vote. Okay, then the next item is the discussion, is approval of entering into a job order contract with Sun Valley Builders. Need a motion and a second for that?
I make a motion to approve the job order contract with Sun Valley Builders.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, this will solidify the arrangement with the vendor to not only do the weatherization, but to also extend that work to the retaining walls, as well as where the bike racks are, the front wall adjacent the roadways, and ensure that those are repaired up to spec and safe.
Do you have any questions, comments? No? We're good. Then I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, I heard a unanimous vote. Okay, the next item is discussion and approval of the meet and confer proposal for classified staff. I need a motion and a second for that.
I make a motion to approve the meet and confer proposal for classified.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, have had an opportunity to work collaboratively with our classified leadership team who represents all classified across the district in making this recommendation. A couple of the points of this recommendation that are important for us to understand is it keeps us in front of the changing minimum wage that's increasing by 50 cents. January 1, 2024, so we are keeping compliant with that. We'll not have to change anything next fiscal year. It also avoids compression on the schedule, across the schedule, and follows through on agreements that were made last year as we went through the negotiations process. In addition, it also continues to provide base level, covering the full cost of base level medical benefits for an employee that works 32 or more hours per week.
Okay, do you have any questions?
I just have a question. Can I ask why only 60% of the premiums are being paid for dental? Just out of curiosity.
That is a great question, and I can gather information on that. I do not have that at hand right now. That has historically been. And my understanding is it relates to the 60% of dental is that is kind of that spot where we have an equilibrium where it continues to fund and we do not see increases in premiums. And it also is at a level that is reasonable for the employer to go into the dental.
Thank you.
Anything else? No? Okay, then I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Unanimous. Okay. That brings us to item G, discussion and possible approval of the meeting for proposal for certified employees. Need a motion and a second for that as well.
I make a motion to approve the meet and confer proposal for the certified.
I second.
Thank you. Dr. Emerson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, also truly enjoyed having the opportunity to work with our classified representatives from PEA in talking through a whole host of issues, one of which was compensation and benefits. But as you'll see on the meet and confer agreement, there are other pieces that we continue to talk through, removing things that have become part of our systems as a district that no longer need to be on the meet and confer agreement. Really, it was a great process. A significant piece to this meet and confer proposal is not only does it take a two-tiered approach to providing pay increases for our teachers with a percentage increase, and then in addition, a dollar amount increase that allows our starting salary as a district to be up over $50,000 a year for a starting teacher next year.
Okay, any questions?
Quick question, who is the president of the PEA? Sorry.
Our president is none other than Mr. David Johnson.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions, comments? No? Then I'll call for the vote. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, sounds like I got a unanimous vote. Alrighty. Brings us to item H, discussion and possible approval of compensation and benefits for administrators, exempt classified directors, and coordinators. Need a motion and a second for that.
I make the motion to approve the compensation and benefits for administration exempt classified directors and coordinators.
Okay,
Second.
okay, thank you. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, as we did last year in keeping with the certified agreement, we simply took those same terms in terms of compensation and benefits and applied those to the other groups that aren't represented by the classified or the certified group. Again, the critical piece here is to work to make sure that we're not finding compression on our salary schedules across the district and keeping them in a place where they are differentiated.
Okay, any questions, comments? No? Then I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, thank you. Okay. All right. Item I, approval of, administration classified at will notices, term contracts, and extra duty coaching contracts. I need a motion and a second for that.
I make a motion to approve the administration contract classified at will notice, term contracts, and extra duty coaching contracts.
Second.
Alrighty, Dr. Anderson.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, as with the certified contract that came to the board in April, this is simply the language that is in the contracts for the 23-24 school year. These contracts were all vetted by our legal counsel with recommendations for changes related to alignment with statute. The most significant is reflected along the same lines as it was with the certified contract, whereas language was added that allows for if the district receives some sort of a significant increase in funding, not only does it allow the district to potentially decrease if that funding isn't there, it also allows for an increase to happen at the determination of the board.
Okay, questions, comments? No? Okay, then I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, great, unanimous, thank you. Okay. Then we're at item J, approval of applying for a 1-year no-cost extension on the Stop School Violence Grant. Need a motion and a second for that.
I'll make a motion to approve the applying for 1 year no cost extension on the Stop School Violence Grant.
Okay, thank you,
I second that motion.
thank you. All right, Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, this is simply what it says. We currently have the Stop School Violence Grant. It is a federal grant that we received, but as a result of the timing of the grant and when it came to us, there are significant dollars still in that grant, and we are allowed to put in for a 1-year no-cost extension. There is no additional cost to the district to be able to continue to leverage those funds for the programmatic items that were agreed to when the grant was sought.
Okay, questions, comments?
Has it been effective?
We are making progress, yes. A number of initiatives have been implemented. We continue to refine our processes and our practices. There has been some change in personnel, which has allowed for a reflective period, and we are continuing that work. So it has yielded positive results.
Okay, anything else? Yes, no?
No, I'm good.
on it?
Remind me who is now in this department
I can reference name.
or the department name?
They are.
Department name.
You're gonna do this.
I go try to think.
Uh,
We have the same.
Restorative Practices
Restorative
Coordinator
Practice, thank
and
you.
our Threat Assessment Coordinator are funded from this grant.
Thank you.
Okay, we're good? Yep, okay. All in favor, say aye.
I.
Unanimous, thank you. Alrighty. Okay. We have item K that needs to be tabled. Who would like to table item K?
I make a motion to table item K.
Okay, do you have a second?
A second.
All in favor to table the item, say aye.
I.
Aye. Okay, I'm sure I'll be back one day.
Will.
Okay, all right, that brings us to item 9, our future agenda items, and I have one I would like to put on there.
So do I.
Okay, good, you'll be next. I very much enjoyed well, there've been several, but there was one very lengthy email from ASBA. And one of it mentioned, talked about future agenda items. So I wanna pull up our policy and then see what it says and, refamiliarize ourselves what that policy is.
Okay.
How to, I remember years ago, we had some policy where you had to put in future agenda items with a certain timeline, and we've just been kind of like,
Oh, there was a calendar that went out from ASBA.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think.
and so I wanna just take a look at that again, so that we're all familiar with it, and then we all know what to do and when to do it. What did you have?
So I would like to request a presentation from Restorative Practice, Indian Education Department, and also Student Support Services as well for the study session.
Okay, did you get all that?
What was the first one? Restorative Practice. Restorative Practice. Yes.
Next one was what?
Student Support Services and Indian Education,
Okay. They all, can make that all fit.
IEC, including IEC.
Okay. All right, anything else? Who would like to do the honors on the most important consent item?
There you go. I make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 6:23 p.m.
Okay, do I have a second?
A second.
Okay, 6:23, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we're officially adjourned, thank you very much.